So this is what we do every week. It's like how we start our show. It's the People's Poll. You can vote, and you can rank your own teams, t25sports.com. Super easy. We vote every week. We've got like 8 or 10 of our friends and family that vote every week. We haven't had any randos who vote yet. Not randos, but like viewers that we like don't know outside of our personal life.
Yeah,
It's
we're not trying to offend any viewers.
That was not to be disrespectful. There are no people that like are just the viewers. It's all friends from college and then family who vote. So if you are a viewer, go vote. It's super fun. But yeah, I'll throw that up on the page, and we will talk. What's up, Sven? Yeah, maybe we can get the win this week. I hope so. But we're going to talk about the top 25. So couple highlights. We had 10 voters this week as of like a couple hours ago. Go vote if you haven't. 13 teams appeared on every ballot, and it was really interesting. We had I think 5 teams that appeared on almost every ballot. So Clemson, A&M, Iowa State, Tennessee, and South Florida all appeared on 9 of the 10 ballots. And then I highlighted the people that left them off. I am one of those. Cromie did not rank Clemson. Chuck March excluded A&M. Jack, I know you were a little salty about that. You feel like they're a top 25 team. Steelboy voter did not rank Iowa State. He is an Iowa fan, so maybe there's a little bit of saltiness there. I did not rank Tennessee. There are a lot. Tennessee is right on that edge with a lot of the other undefeated teams that have looked good against nondescript competition. And this is a weekend where they could really, if they get this win, it's one of those things where I could see them moving up 10 spots because everything is so crowded from 15, 18 to 25. So big weekend for them. And then Cromie also did not rank USF. We'll be interested to see what they look like this weekend. A big game in Miami on the road. That's another team that has a lot to prove. They've already proved themselves to some extent, depending on how you feel about Florida and Boise State. But a good showing against Miami could really solidify them in the eyes of the voters. Conference breakdown: we had one AAC team, one ACC, a Big 12. Sorry, 4 Big 12, 4 ACC, 5 Big 10, 10 SEC yet again, and then 1 independent. Let's see. Every team in the top 25, every team that appears in the top 25 appeared in somebody's top 15. 18 of the 25 ranked teams. Crazy. 18 of the top 25 teams appeared in somebody's top 10. So that means that every team you see listed in the bottom right of your screen appeared. Michigan in someone's top 10, or I believe 18. Sorry, 18 of the teams appear in the top 10. Not all of them. Utah is on every ballot, but only ranked 17th. So that means that the majority of voters had them lower, and so there were teams that didn't appear on every ballot that got ranked ahead of them. There's a lot of range. So a couple teams with some of the largest range. South Carolina, Andrew B. had them ranked at 21. Chuck March has them at 5. Florida State, I have them at 8. Cromie has them at 21. And then Notre Dame, JP has them at 8. And MF Water has them at 25. So a lot of range, a lot of variance in this week's poll. But yeah, it's been another good one. I'm excited to see what it looks like. I try and tweet it out from the Tech Foul Pod account at like Friday morning. I might move that to Friday night. So yeah. And JP, if you want to answer Sven's question real quick, just because like I'm actually, let me say something real quick, JP, because you called me out. My ballot on our show on Sunday was not good. I made it in a hurry, and then after all the discourse around the AP voter who put out a poor ballot, I decided I needed to go back and spend like an hour, like really doing a better job, because Sunday I had church and was getting ready for our Sunday show. I just didn't do a good job, and I felt bad. I was like, I got to do better about this. And so I had Notre Dame unranked, moved them up back to 20 after reflection and the realization that my logic was, as you pointed out, not very good. So I tried to improve that. And so now I'll let you, if you want to answer Sven real quick about Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'd answer your question by asking another question to you. After week 1, would you have ranked Texas? Would you have ranked Clemson? If the answer is no, then that's just your kind of mindset is just you're a wins guy. And if that's the case, then we need to start ranking some of these other teams that have wins, if that's really all that matters. Notre Dame was on the field, lost by a field goal, on the road with a freshman quarterback, and they still performed well. They had no ground game whatsoever in that game, and yet they only lose by a field goal. Their top receiver doesn't have a single catch in the game. They only lose by a field goal. They're just going to continue to improve. I would then, I guess, ask if you would favor Texas A&M or Notre Dame this weekend, because I think that would also tell a little bit about how you're feeling about Notre Dame. If you're going to favor Texas A&M, then I think you need to go rewatch the Miami Notre Dame game. That team is, from a talent profile, is a top 10 team in the country. They lost a close game on the road, and they deserve to be in the top 10. If they had played last week and they'd played a cupcake like Delaware, would you have ranked Notre Dame? I just don't see how they're not a top 10 team in the country for me. The talent is there, and I just think they're going to continue to improve. Their first game of the season, C.J. Carr's first game as quarterback, was a 3-point loss to a Miami team that I think this weekend will prove is a top 5 team in the country.
Yeah, right now we have them ranked as the 6th best team in the country.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to continue to improve, but still, even right now, they're a top 10 team in the country. They lost essentially a playoff game in week 1. No different than Texas, and I think no different than Clemson. They just lost a playoff game in week 1, and they're going to, just because their record looks bad, doesn't mean that they're a bad team. I just don't think the logic applies there.
And it's also a thing, Sven. Josh Pate, I don't know if you listen to him. He's another American, or he's an American footballer podcaster. I don't know. Anyway, he says...
Future college football commissioner.
True, very true. I would 100% vote for him. Says a big thing is you are not what your record says you are. And so what you said there, Sven, about no team with a losing record should be ranked, that's not... Like, when we have elite week 1 matchups like we had in week 1, Florida State, Alabama going in, was a matchup of Alabama, one of the most talented rosters in college football, Florida State, that's an elite matchup. You had Texas, Ohio State. You had Notre Dame, Miami. We had a lot of really good matchups week 1. Someone has to lose. And that's something that me and Tucker got into on Twitter a couple of days ago, is talking about, well, what do you do with the teams that lose? And, me ranking Michigan, not Alabama, stuff like that. But just because you have a loss instead of a win on your record doesn't mean you're not one of the best 25 teams in the country. I mean, if you're realistically saying, Sven, that you think there are 25 teams who are better than Notre Dame, I mean, that's cool. And then there is the how much to your resume and how much do you deserve it. But a 3-point loss does not mean you don't deserve to be ranked.
I would say go submit that ballot.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Who?
If he doesn't think they should be ranked in the People's
we would love
Bowl.
You can submit your ballots, Sven. Your rankings.
You can tank Notre Dame's top 10.
Yeah, you can not rank Notre Dame.
Situation.
That's totally fine. I don't know what 25 teams you're going to find that don't have a win or a loss. Excuse me, that don't have a loss.
Well, there's a lot of teams that don't have a loss.
Yes,
that is true. I don't know how you're going to do
there's
that and defend
plus
yourself.
that are 2-0.
It's a tough defense.
Yeah, let's go ahead and rank North Texas real quick.
Well, don't
and
hate
then
on
Tucker,
the mean green. Okay.
Tucker has been defending. At the end, winning should matter. That's my logic. Yes, I agree.
I just don't think there's enough sample.
Yeah.
For that to be a fair point.
And you just said Miami should be number 3. I don't think that a 3-point loss to the number 3 team in the country. And then I know Tucker is going to say, well, what about a 17-point loss to number 7 Florida State? Shouldn't Alabama be ranked? I disagree. I think Alabama looked really bad in that game. And I don't care how they looked against Louisiana Monroe. That's just kind of...
They looked pretty great against Louisiana Monroe.
They looked fantastic. That's really exciting. I want to see them look good against a good team and not a bad team.
Oh, they got to win 6.
Notre Dame wins 6 in a row.
Hopefully they don't win 6 in a row.
Yeah,
I'm with
Sven, where do you have A&M?
Well, he has A&M beating Notre Dame this weekend.
Okay, but... Sven, I would love for you to rank your ballot because I would love to see where you have A&M, because then if Notre Dame beats A&M, but that's not 6 in a row, they're not ranked.
I'm gonna be interested to see, and we need to start looking to move on. But I think if Notre Dame loses to A&M this weekend and it's a close game, if Notre Dame does lose 24-21 to A&M, I may still have Notre Dame ranked, even though they're 0-2.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
I'm not saying guaranteed.
Home loss is tough.
Home loss is tough, but
and then you're 0-2, and it starts to be hard.
You lose by 3 to a team that I think is a top 15 team.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to fall far, but depending on what shakes out, they could end up still being ranked.